Hey guys, so we saw Basetsana yesterday coming out of court very gloating, and she was over emotions. The emotions were all over. She was addressing the media with her husband actually, and it was a victory day for them. This is coming to an end of the battle for a long time between them and Jackie Phamotse, and it has been dragging from 2018. It is alleged that she won the case against Jackie Phamotse because she tweeted actually, and I'm just gonna read the tweet the same that it came out as to be. It is just overheard a painful conversation. A female TV mogul pleading with one of my girls to not share a video of her drunk and her husband rimming a celebrity boy. What the hell? Kanti, what kind of marriages do we have now? I have asked to see this video. Now, this case has been dragging for quite a long time. And now that they are here, it must mean that there were questions asked, because now there's no way where she's actually mentioning a name. And it is alleged that this whole thing came crumbling or associating with Basetsana, because now when people were asking, which mogul are you talking about? Are you talking about Basetsana and Romeo? And she didn't actually deny it. Now she did she actually not and say yes, but she was actually giving the emojis when it comes to the part when they were talking about Basetsana and Kumalo. So now that's when they took a stand allegedly to go and actually sue her. And she knew about this suing part. I don't know why didn't she withdraw this whole statement thing, because now when you go and talking something like that, someone comes and approaches you, right, to go and withdraw. They give you a chance, obviously, for your case to be reaching the lawyers and stuff like that. For a thing to come to this stage where this whole thing is coming to, it's a long process. We can see that from 2018 to now, that means it's not a child's play. It's been dragging for quite a long time. She had time to apologize. She had time to say she didn't mean that she was talking about Basetsana and Romeo, but she didn't actually say. It is alleged that she said that this whole thing, she was doing a research for her book actually. Now they said, okay, show us, where did you mention this in a book? And she said, go and buy a book so that you can know which part I was talking about. So now this whole thing's got a lot of things inside it. And if you remember this whole thing, Basetsana is saying that it has done a harmful thing to her reputation and her relationships and stuff like that. These are people that are having businesses. Obviously, if the business partners heard about this, it was something that is so scandalous. And obviously, there were deals that were lost in this whole thing. So now my question is that as they are suing her, are they also going to sue for damages actually? Because now I don't believe that this is something that can take Jackie Phamotse to jail. Instead, she's going to be fined, maybe perhaps being fined the legal fees for the couple, because now appearing to court and stuff like that, wasting time and stuff like that. I believe she's the one who's going to be capable of paying those bills, but I don't know how is it going to be. But the jail time, I doubt. I don't think so. I don't think that she'll actually serve a sentence about this. But we'll see, right? What kind of a sentencing will she be getting? Because they're still gonna go back to court actually to do the sentencing, because right now she was just appearing to be found guilty because of the momentum that was building with this whole thing of the case. Now, when we're coming to this thing, many people already, they were actually engaging, dragging the couple also, because now this has started as a smoke. Now other people were just engaging on top of what was actually started, So now I don't know if the things are true or not, because now they said, had she been clarifying that she's not specifically talking about Basetsana and Romeo. She wouldn't be in the mess that she's in. But now, because she didn't give any clarification that actually she's not speaking about Basetsana and Romeo, that's what led her to hot water. Now, when we're talking about South Africans and the suing part, I believe that it's a norm and a standard of you getting 200,000 as per case where you have sued someone, because now we've seen Nota being sued by DJ Shimza and he won, and the legal fees alleged were paid from Nota, right? Nota is the one who paid the legal fees of his and Shimza, and Shimza's list where all the things that the lawyers have done for him regarding the case, they forwarded it to Nota, which of maybe in this case also we're going to see the same thing happening. Everything that Basetsana and Romeo went through actually regarding this whole case thing, the logistics, the phone calls, the printing and stuff like that. When you're dealing with a court case, you're dealing with a lot. It can be a call. They can even charge you 500 rand, for a minute call. So now it's interesting what is going to transpire on this one, because I believe that she's just going to be penalized with money. I believe so. I really, really doubt that she is going to serve a sentence. And then when we're talking about this whole thing of 200,000, we've seen Rosie Mtene also talking about how she wants to sue Tolesmo and stuff like that. So now the standard still stands at 200,000, which of maybe it is the max that they can sue a person in South Africa. I don't know, but it seems like that, especially if you are someone. Remember, suing a person, they have to weigh their assets and stuff like that. So now, when we're talking about Jackie, right now she's an established businesswoman. That will have to mean whatever that they will sue her, it will be equivalent to her assets and stuff like that, knowingly that she can stretch to that far amount that they will want from her actually. So now, this whole thing comes to, okay, we've got a freedom of speech. You are free to express yourself the way that you want to, but not in the expense of someone else's feelings and, putting them down and stuff like that. But now, do we know the limit of this whole thing of your freedom of speech? I highly doubt. And this is something that we're still going to see in future transpiring, because now our lives right now are depending in our hands, as in clicking the button. And that's how we are living nowadays. So now, I believe that this is just one thing that's going to show us that be careful what you say about someone, and then just stick to your lane. And then if someone comes, obviously they have to warn you that I feel like this. So now you have to do something about that, because now it cannot be that someone just saw me talking about them and then boom, I'm being sued this amount of money. I have to be notified that was I willing to listen when they say they felt this much? What did I do about it? Stuff like that. So now this is just a long case of demands and stuff like that. So now if you're not willing to pay attention to the demand of this person that you're actually putting a harm to, it can just end ugly to where it is right now, because now whatever that happened to Jackie Phamotse is something that can happen to anybody actually, because as I'm saying that today, nowadays, we are no longer knocking in someone's door and say that can we talk about so and so. You just take a phone and then you just on it, you talk about someone, you make a video, you talk about someone, or you tweet, you talk about someone, So now you don't even know sometimes where is the limit to what you are saying or doing. It's only when the other person comes and say this and this and that, I don't like it, can you remove it, can you say this, can you, So finding that balance is something that we really have to teach ourselves, because now these are the days that we are living in. There's no turning back. This is how we live now. So now, obviously, we have to know the rules and the norms of how we are living, and then what to say and not to say, what can put you in fire and not, so this is just one of those things that has happened. But now it's interesting that I want to know if her legal people will go and actually appeal on this whole thing, that on this outcome. Actually, is there a time for them to even appeal? Because now the judgment day has been put out, allegedly that is actually in October. So is there a time for them to still review this whole thing and then say they want to review it and stuff like that, So I'm just waiting to see that she'll let things to crumble, or she will fight still to the end, saying that she wants the proof and stuff like that, or she actually wasn't talking about them or whatever. But I believe that her legal team may have time still to review this thing and then not accept this sentencing. I don't know. But we just have to wait and see if they are just going to say it's fine, they accept that she's down and dusted like this, or they're actually gonna go and review this whole thing. But this whole thing that is happening to her, it can happen to anybody actually, because of the way that we are living these days. Okay, we'll see you next time. Bye.